Hey guys, we're here with another update on the Albo forest. So this all started about 2.5 years ago with a single node and a leaf about that big. And today we are sitting at 68 nodes total on 12 active growing vines. So I'm gonna show you the update here and go over some of this stuff. Here's the mother plant that had 3 active vines off of one node. You can see the 3 cuts down there. You can see there's the 3 vines right there. They're doing great. This is the healthiest of the 3. You're gonna notice that this one right here, there's one vine that's doing much better than the others, and it's very apparent why. So this vine, you can see, is much faster growing than the other 2. And this is why. You'll see this vine is giving me a problem. Yeah, too much white, pretty much. So I'm gonna have to chop that eventually. After it roots, probably sell it, let somebody else take their luck with that. This other vine is doing all right. It's doing kind of a back and forth. It's got good, healthy, variegated leaves, and then it's throwing out a white one every other leaf. So this one will do all right. These leaves will stay alive a lot better on this one because you're getting the chlorophyll in these leaves that are bringing it into the plant, which will in turn keep these alive longer. They're gonna be finicky, but it's doable. To the chops. Last video, we did an update. We did a chop here, and you can see right there, we have an active growing node down below it. Nothing's been disturbed in the pot. So it's growing there. Most recent leaf on it is right there. It's doing great. This one, we chopped in 2 places because it's so big. But you look here, you can see we've got, if I can get through all these leaves, got one activated node down below here that's throwing out good variegation, starting to fenestrate. This section has not thrown out a start yet, but it will. Just patience, time. Eventually it will. I'm not too worried about it. I'm gonna go over how to do this. I already had a video, had some issues with it, but we'll go over how to build this, what we did there. Just another update on the step layering of it. You can see I gotta do the same to this down here because we have a huge cluster of roots right there. So we're gonna get all those in a pot eventually. Same process as the others. I'm gonna save that for another time. We did a chop on this one right here. And you can see that has grown fantastically. This one has got my favorite variegation of them all, which is just that gorgeous tiger stripe looking variegation on it. The other 2 that were single nodes, this one's starting to have the same issue where it's throwing out too much white. You can see the plant's not really liking it too much, but it's doing all right. We're gonna keep it growing, see if we can get more green on it, but we've already chopped on this one because both those pieces have healthy root systems down below. That node is gonna activate and it'll do great. This one's just throwing out another leaf there. And that one's got a lot more green on it. They all have their individual variegation of each stem. That's why I love these things. They're fun. Now we'll get to putting that pot together and how to do that. If I can get it to focus. There we go. Just like this. You can see it's attached to the side of this pot. So we'll go over that, how we do it. So once you cut these pots down to size, you're gonna see that there's no internal wall, and if you just stick it against the pot, your soil is gonna slowly leak out. So I'm building it up with electrical tape to basically make that pot hold all that dirt. And I put it on the inside and the outside to make sure it all holds that soil together where the roots can grow inside there. So we have the pot now where we've covered it with electrical tape basically to basically make a pot that we fit against this. So we've gone in and looked at this and tried to figure out the best way to put it in and chop it down. We've chopped that pot down to fit up underneath there. Now I can't get this up under these roots because these ones are all developed into the pot. So we've chopped this out, and now we're gonna drop all these roots carefully down into this pot. Open that up. Oop, missed one. This is the challenging part. You want to be careful not to damage your roots when you're doing this. Keep missing that. Gotta get that in there. There we go. That's over that. That's over that. Now we're gonna stretch that out around these roots. Get in there. There we go. You can see how that just butts right up to that pot perfectly. We're gonna drop that there. Now that's encompassed all these roots right here. We have that big long aerial root down inside. Now we're gonna be able to fill the dirt up to right on this level and get all these roots to start rooting down into this, and that's also gonna allow us to fill all this section in here with dirt as well. And that's all set to go. All we gotta do is add the dirt, and that's gonna hold. You can see we've encased it off, so it's gonna, that's how you encase it when you cut these pots out. That's just electrical tape. You make a barrier so it'll actually hold all that. So that'll sit like that. All right, so we have the finished product. Pot attached to a pot. Feels like something out of Tim Burton movie or something. Anyway, we've got it filled. That electrical tape acts as a rubber wall there, so it just basically form fits right to this pot well. I cover both sides of the electrical tape so that there's no sticky. You wrap it on the outside and then put tape on the inside edge, so it's basically just a rubber wall. Forgot to mention that. But anyway, the whole purpose that we're going for with this, going back to the very first video, is to get all these roots healthy and growing, which is gonna stimulate these lower nodes to start activating without having to chop like we did right there. Now, if you want to force an activation, this is a great way to do it because your plant is at that 45 and you've got healthy roots all along. If I really wanted to, I could chop, chop, chop all the way up where all these roots are in, and every single one has established roots. That will force an activation if you want to go that way. If you want to try and promote an activation, this is your best way to do it because it's got your soil coming in. And I've taken another step here. Thank you, whoever mentioned it on the last video. But we've put kiki paste on the nodes down below. So this node's got it. There's another one right on the back side that has it on it as well. So I've applied the kiki paste to this one and the other one. I put it all over all these nodes. And now we've potted it up. So it's got everything it can to promote those nodes to start activating without having to chop. So I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know when those things activate and how well it does. Next step is gonna be figuring this pile of roots out because they won't fit in a 6-inch pot anymore. I waited too long on that. So yeah, when I come up with an update for this, I'll let you know. Because you can see here, this one as well has got a big fat node right there. And another one right there. I mean, every single one of these has a big, healthy, fat growth point for a node on them. So that's what I want to try and do, is get those to activate without having to chop it. If we do end up having to chop it, that'll force it, but we'll see if we can do it without chopping. Because then you get plants like this where you have 3 vines that you can keep chopping off of that just keep growing more and more. So anyway, there's your update. Appreciate the comments. If you have any more comments or suggestions, I'm always up to hear them. So happy growing, guys.